The one flaw about salad dressings is that you can't drink them in public. People just don't appreciate that kind of thing. Today on HDD, I asked the question, what the fuck did I just drink? Okay. All right, just to set this up, I don't know exactly how or where, but I became aware of this Reddit thread, this post called The Flavor. And it posited that if you combined two ingredients, which in this case is Mike's Harder Cranberry and Cucumber Lime Gatorade, which I did not know existed, that it would form some kind of indescribable, and in fact they don't describe it, so I don't exactly know what I'm in for, but an indescribable, imperceptible thing. Wanted to do that, but in the process of working on this episode, found out that there are more of these really weird combinations. And this is that. This is a whole episode of What the Fuck Was That? So some of these are things that work but shouldn't. Some of these are things where it's like 2 + 2 = 7. Some of them are impossible to describe, cyclopean horrors from outer space. It's just real weird stuff. And if you look at the array of ingredients that I have to work with, you may notice, oh boy, that's what you might notice. You might notice that. This is the one that really kicked this whole episode idea off. And it's called The Flavor. But it's supposed to just be a 50-50 mix of Mike's Harder Cranberry. Warning! It's got a warning thing on there with like an explosion. It's harder, so what, oh, it's 8% alcohol. Holy shit. And Cucumber Lime Gatorade. I gotta tell you, they did not have Cucumber Lime Gatorade back when I was doing sports balls. I don't think that that's a flavor I'm familiar with. So I kind of wanted to start this by trying these two things out on their own. Cucumber Lime Gatorade. Wow, that smells like cucumber. Holy hell, what the Jesus. Doesn't taste like much, but yeah, honestly, I have to say, of all like the cucumber lime stuff I've had, this might be the best. It's pretty light. Like, it doesn't taste super duper heavily artificially fragranced and flavored. Like, that's actually not bad. I mean, I know it is, obviously it's artificial flavors, but like, it doesn't even seem that sweet. How sweet is this? Sugars, 21 grams in a serving, 2.5 servings per bottle. I don't know what that works out to, but yeah, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, that's really not bad. It's just like a mild cucumber flavor. Don't get a ton of lime, but I don't know that you should. This is the Mike's Harder Cranberry. Let's see what this is all. Okay, it's just sweet cranberry. Not as tart as cranberry juice, but pretty tart. It's better than it looks. Like, the can indicates that this is going to be something quite miserable, but it's a little better than that. It's not great at all. I don't like it. I don't want to drink it. It doesn't make you like instantly retch or anything. So on the whole, it really deeply exceeds expectations. Let's put it that way. Like, you look at this and you're just like, but you know, it's really not that bad. Might be like a cherry thing going on in there too, like a cherry cranberry kind of thing. Yeah, like a cherry cranberry limeade. We're gonna just mix them now 50-50 and see what happens in here. I can already start to get a sense of that this will be weird. So here we go. In goes our Gatorade. In a Gatorade, baby. Mike's Cranberry Harder Lemonade. All right, here we go. I may transcend time and space and just phase right out of existence when I drink this. So if I do, I'd love to tell you that it's been very nice, but it hasn't. That is weird. That is weird. I see now the task that I was born for. I must put words to this. I must describe this indescribable thing. Wow. So, first things first, the cucumber lime, that's big in there. You do taste that up front. And obviously that's not what's weird. That tastes like what it tastes like. But then it does a transformation, a transfiguration even. That tastes like ozone. The science fair when the Jacob's ladder is going and that smell of ozone, that electricity. Because I was gonna say it tastes like electricity. And then I clicked over and I realized, not ozone, specifically the smell of electricity. I guess it's separating and then fusing oxygen in the air, because the oxygen you usually breathe is O2, and when you split O2 into O1 and O1, it's pretty unstable. They jump onto some other ozones, you get some other O2s, you get an O3, and that's how you end up. A little electrical arcing action, you get a little O3. That's what that smell is of electricity. It's ozone. That tastes like ozone, which means it probably causes cancer. As I go in for a little bit more. That is weird. Damn! It does start out cucumber lime in the beginning there for like a minute, or not even a minute, but like a minute, a neurological minute. And then it veers into weird, oh, that's not things fit for human consumption territory. Yeah, and sometimes it tastes like plastic, but truth be told, I don't know what plastic tastes like. It just like tastes like something that kind of, for a second there, my brain was like, plastic? And then that turned into, no, electricity? Ozone. It kind of is giving me very severe heartburn, or I'm very hungry. This roller coaster ride is going to continue in just a moment. Be back with more weird ass shit right after this. Hey there, campers. Ranger Greg here, and I'm partnered with Yellowstone Bourbon to take you on a mixological tour of the national parks. Come with me. As its name suggests, Mammoth Cave is a truly awe-inspiring in size, as over 400 miles of interconnecting chambers and tunnels make it the largest cave system on Earth that we know of. Mole King, I'm looking out for you. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's the closest national park to Limestone Branch Distillery, which is a nice bonus if you happen to love Yellowstone bourbon. For thousands of years, the caves were used as occasional shelters and sometimes as burial grounds by the native people who lived in the vicinity, but it's also an international biosphere reserve because it contains numerous unique species of animals that you will not find elsewhere on Earth. The cave structures themselves, mostly formed from calcium bicarbonate, are considered unique amongst the world's caves, which is why UNESCO chose to recognize it. It's a cave unlike any other cave on Earth. It's a very important cave. I wanted to salute this national park with a drink that captured its deep, dark caviness. A drink I call the Star Chamber, which is named for one of the many chambers of Mammoth Cave. So, what we're going to need is our shaker glass. Into the shaker, you're going to add half an ounce of simple syrup. I want 1.5 ounces of a coffee liqueur. I happen to really like Mr. Black for this one because it's pretty low in sweetness. If you use a different coffee liqueur like a Kahlua, I would cut the simple syrup entirely here. And then I want 1.5 ounces of our Yellowstone bourbon. I want an egg white. Anytime I have an egg white in my drink, I like to dry shake it, and so should you. I'm gonna get myself a couple of ice cubes, and I'm gonna crack one of them into little pieces. Coffee should have enough acidity to get an egg white to foam up, right? And it did. Let's try the Star Chamber. Ooh, that is good. That might be my favorite coffee drink. My favorite coffee cocktail. That really could be. Pretty simple, but boy, do you get the equal measures of Yellowstone bourbon and cold brew coffee liqueur from Mr. Black. You really get both flavors together. Caramel, burnt sugar, peanuts, the notes that I associate with Yellowstone when it's mixed. And Mr. Black, of course, brings coffee. And then on top of that, it has this lovely texture, this frothy white head, like it almost looks like a espresso or something like that. It is a creamy, sweet coffee bourbon treat, and it's really, really good. And very easy to drink. It's a pretty accessible cocktail. I think just about anybody's gonna like this drink, unless they happen to hate coffee or something like that. Yellowstone Bourbon donates $1.50 for each bottle sold to the National Parks Conservation Association to help protect and preserve our national parks. To celebrate the 150th anniversary of both park and bourbon, they've released the Yellowstone Select Landmark Edition bottle series. Visit limestonebranch.com to find out where you can pick up a bottle in your area. And I want to say thank you very much to Yellowstone Bourbon for sponsoring this series, making it possible, and helping me take all of you on a trip through our national parks, one glass at a time. Now back to the show. We're back, and if you are interested in picking up the Yellowstone bourbon that Ranger Greg was talking about there, why don't you use the link in the pin comment below, or hop on over to drink.curiata.com, or look right up here in the info button thing, and pick yourself up a bottle at Curiata, because right now, Yellowstone Bourbon is picking up the tab on your shipping. They are providing you with free shipping on anything in your cart, and as long as you got some Yellowstone in there, and you're good to go. Okay, so what's up next, Meredith? Kahlua and OJ? Just go down the list?
Yeah.
So you built this list for me. The first one was all, well, I found that. But then the second one is Kahlua and OJ. Do you know if it's supposed to be equal parts?
Yes, equal parts.
Equal parts. Okay. So supposedly, Kahlua and orange juice, which I just so happen to have, is going to taste just like a Tootsie Roll. Let's find out if that's true. Okay, equal parts. Here we go. There's my orange juice. I should say too, like on the face of it, this seems like the worst idea I could possibly imagine. Oh, it even looks like it too. It looks like a terrible idea going into the glass. Oh yeah. There's a shade of blackish green, blackish yellowy green that drinks sometimes take when I'm developing the recipe. That is the color of, oh, I fucked up. I gotta start over here. And that's exactly what this looks like. It looks like, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. It looks like diarrhea. But I think that there's really no sense in delaying. Let's just, Bob's your uncle, I guess we'll say on this one. I don't know why, but. Fuck, that's incredible. I think maybe I am slightly out of balance in that there's a little bit, lightly, maybe you could have more Kahlua. You do get a distinct note of orange juice. Like, you get that. But then it definitely turns into a Tootsie Roll. Like 100%, that is so crazy. And then it stays a Tootsie Roll for a while, and then it resolves into a kind of coffee aftertaste from the Kahlua, which it's distinctly coffee, and then you realize, oh weird, there's coffee notes in a Tootsie Roll. Because like, it still is a Tootsie Roll, it's just I never made that connection before. That's unbelievable. Holy shit, that's so cool. And this came from the TikTok.
This is a TikTok.
Boy, they know some things over at the TikTok. Why don't you give a follow to Greg from HTD over at the TikTok? Wow. Okay, let's do another one. So let me get this straight. You're telling me that if I put together, supposedly, balsamic vinegar and any flavored seltzer, particularly LaCroix. Is it LaCroix or LaCroix?
I say LaCroix.
LaCroix. If I put any LaCroix in with my balsamic vinegar, it's gonna taste like what now? Coca-Cola. So I'm gonna put some balsamic vinegar in here, and now I can just add any flavored. We got Pamplemousse, Sanzo Lychee. I'm gonna go with the Pamplemousse. And let me tell you right now, from where I'm standing, all I can smell is vinegar. So how the hell this is gonna taste like Coca-Cola, I don't know. Something tells me that I'm about to get punked.
I also think it's important to the origin story of this that apparently some girls like, my yoga instructor taught me this trick.
Oh, wow. Wait a second. This is a yoga trick? Hold on a second. So this comes straight from the mouth of yoga. Yeah, all right. I want this to work. I really do. I gotta say too, like, you don't know that, like, you may not realize it, but balsamic vinegar is sweet. So it is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. But it's also, I could see it possibly working out. We're going with the grapefruit. I have a feeling that's our winner. And we'll just finish our pour up here. I mean, that looks like Coca-Cola. It fizzes like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola does have like a really specific like fizz, and that nails it. I mean, like that is visually speaking, even the way like the little bubbles they were, I don't know if they are anymore, but they're clinging to the metal. Everything about it is behaving visually like Coca-Cola. It's absolutely the spitting image. And I would say that if you wanted to prank somebody, I think this could be a great prank to serve them this as a glass of Coca-Cola, because I am assuming that this is about to taste absolutely nothing like a Coca-Cola. That's not to say that it won't be good, because the idea of balsamic vinegar soda, that doesn't sound bad. And I bet if you called it something, I mean, you might even be able to sell that. That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not crazy. But that it's gonna taste like Coke, that's crazy. Anyway, let's find out. No! No! I've been punked! No! In a million years, that doesn't taste like a Coca-Cola. No. Oh, God. It's vinegar. It's a glass of vinegar. It's not even in the same universe as Coca-Cola. I fucked up. I should have just played it like it totally does and make you do it. We have a can of Coke back here for comparison. I don't need to open it. It tastes like acidic, burning vinegar. Now, I am curious, like, what if we sweeten the shit out of it? Like, just out of curiosity. The purpose was to drink something that had no sugar or whatever. Well, it's not no sugar, actually. It's probably 3 grams of sugar, so not much. But, like, 3 grams per tablespoon? What? So this is pure sugar, is what that tells me. 3 grams of sugar per tablespoon? That's nuts. So, I mean, like, but yeah, obviously if we add sugar to this, we're going to defeat the purpose of it because the whole idea is it's a health thing. It's better. It's still vinegar. Nowhere near Coke. It's strongly vinegar. I'm not going to lie. I don't hate it. You remember I did that episode on the Peacemaker drink where I was like, oh shit, vinegar is delicious. I think it's a little strong for most humans. I would drink this. I actually like this. I'm worried that I would feel not well. Like that I would give me really bad heartburn or something if I finish it, but I find it tasty. But also, in absolutely no way does it taste like Coca-Cola. Sweetening it does make it kind of interesting though. I'm not gonna lie. The one flaw about salad dressings is that you can't drink them in public. People just don't appreciate that kind of thing. I'll be right back with some more drinking dressing maybe. I actually don't even know what's coming up next. I see pickle juice listed. Be right after this. All right, we're back. Okay, so now let's, we got one more of these, like, what is this, like a taste-alike? This is two things, you put them together, they taste like another thing.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. What are the two things, Meredith?
This one said Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan, check.
And Busch's light beer.
Wow, what a coincidence. It's my favorite light beer and my favorite spiced rum. Yeah, the intel is weak. So I guess let's start equal parts. Busch's light, so specific, and Captain Morgan spiced rum. Oh boy. All right, I'm just adding some Captain Morgan now. Roughly equal parts, maybe a little bit balanced in favor of Busch's. And some smells came from this that made it. We just had some tacos. We took a little break. We had some tacos. I'm a little full. And some smells came from this that made me think, I'm going to throw up. This is not going to go well. It does, for a moment, very strangely taste like chocolate. But it's because it's the vanilla in the Captain Morgan. And it somehow interacts with the Busch's light beer that like it kind of transmogrifies that vanilla and elongates it a little bit. That is strange. It is awful. It is truly not good. Nobody would like this. But from a purely, in a formalist sense, if we're discussing its composition and the way that it challenges established convention, oh my, it is a work of art. But it's a work of very postmodern art that I don't particularly, I have no visceral connection to. I have no aesthetic experience with this. It is bad art. Yeah, not for me at all. Woo, baby. Unlike the balsamic vinegar tasting like Coke, this actually does approach something chocolatey, but it's not like that Tootsie Roll Kahlua thing where it's crazy. Like, I'm now convinced that the flavor of a Tootsie Roll is orange and coffee. That's like they put those two flavors together in the lab and that's how they came up with Tootsie Roll. I'm sure of it. All right, let's move it right down the pipe. What do you want to do now?
Peanut butter and pickles, which is what this first one is based off of. I've seen that on food blogs as well. And apparently this is a thing, so there's some merit to it. And you prepared for me a tiny mason jar of pickle juice? So there was dill in the pickles you bought, so I tried to strain out the dill. So
it's just the brine?
It's the brine.
This is actually turning my stomach, smelling this pickle brine. Get some ice in there, and we'll do halfway with that. Now some pickle brine. That might be too much brine. I have second thoughts about this. My hand doesn't want to touch it. While I delay the inevitable, which is that I have to drink this, I'm going to let you know that if you have hiccups, a dill pickle will probably cure them. What? Oh no. No, I don't. I think that's too much pickle brine. It's not good. I don't like it. It's very... Oh man, that's a gift that keeps giving. Oh, it's really bad. It's so garlicky. Oh, it's so garlicky. That's a garlicky pickles. Suffer with me. I'm not giving my tasting notes until you get in on that. No, you're not. Oh shit, that's rocket.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. However, Screwball never tastes like peanut butter to me. That tastes like peanut butter. So
you have some weird peanut butter.
I don't mind it as much as you do, but it's not good.
You were braced. You were braced. You knew it. It's a lot like finding like the nastiest, hoppiest IPA you can imagine, but letting it skunk to fucking shit. That's kind of the experience, in my opinion. It's just so skunky. You know what it reminds me of? That episode I did where I did the old Spanish flu cure, the original caipirinha, the hot garlic caipirinha. It reminds me of that. It is like garlic, hot salt, sweet peanut butter. Because I definitely get like chocolate peanut butter cup, Reese's peanut butter cup, but like covered in brine water. Just like bad bog water, salt marsh wine. Drink it up. Salt marsh. Salt. Meredith, why is there soy sauce over here?
So this is the last one. An apparently very tasty combo is vodka, soy sauce, pineapple juice, and pepper.
All right, here we go. On my sojourn into hell. Straight into the abyss. So we're gonna go about there. Equal parts, right?
Yeah.
About there. Pineapple. I'm just gonna give it a stir. You stir in the soy?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Think that's about right?
Yeah, it's not dashes, that's like pours.
What do we call something like this? Because this is actually now a mixed drink, right? It's got this is a little more than a two-parter. I feel like I should have shaken it. Well, let's see if the flavor inspires a taste. Get some genuflecting with it just to prepare myself. Here we go. People are lying on the internet. People are lying on the internet. People are lying. That is not good. I mean, maybe if there was a whole lot less soy sauce in there. Is that too much soy sauce?
No, that looks about right.
Well, that's not good. Maybe if I really recalibrate my perspective on this. But like, if I'm perfectly honest, I get no pineapple here at all. You don't taste the vodka. That's got no flavor. So what it ends up being is basically black pepper and soy sauce. It tastes like a mildly hot and smoky kind of umami salt. Umami salty thing. Tastes like something that might be on teriyaki. It doesn't taste like a drink I want. It burns like an ashtray. It doesn't taste like an ashtray, but it does somehow capture what I imagine the experience of drinking an ashtray to be. 10 minutes ago, if you had told me that when you put vodka, pineapple, soy sauce, and black pepper together, that it's gonna be good, I would have thought you were right. That sounds great. Now I know. Gullible fool. This is truly terrible. Yeah, it does seem like something you get tricked into drinking. I feel tricked. I think I'm gonna be okay riding it out, and then it just like grabs onto my limbic system and shakes it to its core. It is something, man. Why maintain that? I guess to make this happen. Well, you win, you liars. Someday I will finish throwing up, and when that happens, I'll be back with another HTD. In the meantime, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Patreon. Might be some extra pieces of this episode over there if we ever get around to putting them out. Instagram as well sometimes. I'm on those places, the social medias. These are 4 other episodes of this show that perhaps you would enjoy. There's a really good chance that I don't drink soy sauce in any of them. I would venture to bet that there's a 100% chance that I don't drink soy sauce in any of them. Anyway, be back with another HED real soon. In the meantime, here are 4 episodes that you may or may not have seen. Watch them again. Keep watching them. Don't ever stop watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Ooh, yeah, hello. Watchy. I should put like a big spiral spinning hypno disc behind me.